Alright guys, so I got something to admit, something that I've been holding back for a long time now, but now I feel like it's necessary to tell you all this. I'm British. I know, I couldn't believe it either, but it's true. I like beans on toast. I call soccer football, and when the Queen died, I put on my last 40 on her headstone because she was the real OG. But I don't fuck with black pudding though, y'all can keep that shit away from me. But you know how I came to this conclusion? Cause I like UK rap. Now I know this is taboo as an American, and I know that they sound like they're one album away from storming the East Coast again, but I swear for the 4 minutes that I'm changing my nationality, I can also change the weird stigma that we have against UK rappers, and hopefully shine a better light on the scene as a whole. Alright, so for the most part, we're all aware how popular hip-hop has become, going beyond just an American level, but now being something international, going from Mexico to Canada to fucking Disney Channel. So of course the UK is going to have their own source of hip-hop for themselves to get into, and with the US scene being the most popular, we also tend to stay the most isolated from everyone else when it comes to the music genre, really only paying attention to, listening to, and really supporting US artists, unless it's Drake, who tends to roleplay as multiple different nationalities, so you never really know where he's from. And in a way you could also say it is, but isn't our own fault, mainly only promoting our own artists, while there can be a slew of talent outside of the US. But at the same time, when you're the birthplace of a multitude of big name music artists and the melting pot of mainstream music, why waste your time talking about anyone else? I guess my main issue just stems in how it's created a weird stigma that no one can really do it as well as we could. And while they're not wrong, I mean, you're not going to be seeing fuckers in Russia making DS2 anytime soon, it doesn't mean that they aren't able to make high quality music and also be responsible for pioneering the hip hop genre. And that's where the UK comes in. See, during the early 2000s when we were bumping The Game, Lil Kim, and trying to find out what happened to Ja Rule, just about 3,461 miles away, some dude from London going by the stage name Dizzy Rascal was pioneering a whole new wave of hip hop for European fans to enjoy. With it being a mix of garage, hip hop, and R&B flavor, it all came together to be known as grime music, and it blew up fast, with other pioneers such as the Roll Deep crew with big names including Skepta, Jammer, and Tinchy Strider, alongside Dizzy himself turning this messy new form of hip hop into something completely new for people to rave to. And now you're possibly thinking, how did they pioneer anything? It's not like I listen to grime music, nor do I know who any of these people are. Well, see, if it wasn't for that sound that they brought in, you wouldn't have the modern day drill music that's now became mainstream, meaning that you won't be seeing little niggas getting sturdy on TikTok no more. And it's even funnier because while we joke about the UK rap scene, we ended up taking their own style and sound with the sample drill, in which was taken from the sample sound that was used in grime music years beforehand. And nowadays with guys like Central C becoming an international phenom, going far beyond the likes of drill, and being even more mainstream than any US drill artist, it's kind of hard for us to really look down on them like how we did before. So now the question becomes, why don't you like or listen to UK rappers? And well, the answer is pretty simple. They're different. And when it comes to the American hip hop scene, trying to tread that line between doing something new and doing the same thing over and over is a very dangerous move for one's career. And then when you add in some dude sounding like this over the mic,
man, I'm chatting and bragging about the clapping and banging, I never have it even when a copycat and a pattern around me.
It really doesn't help your attempts at trying to get a wider audience. I mean, prime example, take a look at the Toronto rapper Pressa. That dude's been trying to go mainstream in the US for so long, he might as well just give us an apology letter for all the time he's wasted. And then he even got a Drake co-sign and still proceeded to do nothing with it, simply because no one here gives a rat's ass about Toronto drill music. And I know comparing the UK to Toronto is like comparing a shark to a goldfish, but even still, I bet none of you Americans could name a UK rapper not named Skepta. Better yet, here, I'll give you 30 seconds. See? Told you so. And once again, you could say this is, but isn't our own fault simply because we isolate ourselves from everyone else, and any attempt to push something different from the American norm is automatically treated weird. And I'm not saying that we don't have the ability to branch out. I mean, as time has moved on, people have also become more musically eclectic. But at the same time, I feel like we're letting a very small fence stop us from actually experiencing a new form of hip hop. But overall, the UK is pretty alright. I mean, sure, they don't have the super mainstream talent that we do, but at the same time, they've proven themselves to be more than worthy of some respect when it comes to musical quality. From JME to Heady One to 21 Savage, they all have something to bring to the table that you just wouldn't usually get here in the States, and that's why I like them just as much as I like US artists. But that's just my 2 cents on something nobody asked for. I feel like it was necessary to talk about since I always hear the same comments when I play that kind of music. But if you like the video, feel free to subscribe as well, follow my IG and Twitter, and follow the artist as well if you like the illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you on Friday when I try to scare King Charles into an early grave. Peace.
雪花飘飘，北风萧萧，天地一片苍茫。